Hi, welcome to JadeCon Gaming. I'm Adam, and today I have a unboxing of Bring Your Own Book, which I backed on Kickstarter, and so I got this fancy version, that they made for Kickstarter. Ultimately, they sold it, and the game is either available or gonna be available, and I'll make sure to link down below to it. Looking very different, a little more cartoony, simple packaging kind of thing. You might still be able to find Bring Your Own Book first edition or Kickstarter edition if you look around. But basically the idea, I believe, is that the game's the same. They just made a different, when they sold the game to actually be published for mass distribution, they made some choices that made it cheaper to produce and whatever their marketing decisions that the larger company made. But I still get the fancy version that actually works, like goes in a bookshelf like a book, is how they designed it. And it's basically sort of a apples-to-apples type of game. You have a judge and people that do things, except instead of coming up with a card from your hand, they have a book. And so they have a timer, and they find a line of text from the book. So, let's see. If I get the camera started, there we go. Let's take a look at the box, and let's get this shrink wrap off. No, I cut a spot somewhere. Yeah, see, the fancy version has all this, what's that, like gold embossing and all that. And it looks like a book on your shelf. It even has a ribbon and, page design. But on the back, it pretty much says, Bring Your Own Book is the game of borrowed phrases, where players search through books for text to take out of context. Rounds are fast, easy, and fun. One player draws from the deck, then everyone races to find text that satisfies the chosen prompt. Since your experience changes with the books you bring, you can play with any audience, plus the game is different and exciting every time you play. For example, if you have child from the books, it's a child from the game, that kind of thing. Anyways, it includes a sand timer, 4 official rule sets, 96 cards, each one with 2 prompts, and some blank cards. 12 plus, 2 to 8 plus players, 45 minutes to 90 minutes. Anyways, let's check out what's inside. This is so cool. Okay, I got whatever the Bring Your Own Book bookmarks with some prompts, a couple different bookmarks with prompts on there. Of course, that ribbon, it just makes it look kind of cool. The timer itself, I think, is 30 seconds, if I remember. But it's a simple plastic timer. And then the 2 stacks of cards. Let's see, let's get this plastic wrap off. Be careful. Actually, I played a print and play small version of the game when the Kickstarter was there. I printed it out and played it with some of my friends to make sure they enjoyed the game before I put the money into it. And I just realized I'm doing this. I just noticed on this other one, so probably on that one, I see this line. So it has one of the things to make it easy. Though it's not, yeah, there. You can just peel around and see. So much easier if you notice. Alright, so let's start with some of these, and let's see if I can get things a little more, zoomed in. And focused. So first off, I'll go with the back. Going through the Kickstarter, they went through a variety of backs, and basically they have this one, Ex Libris, and she's got books in her hands and stuff. So that's the back of the cards. And whatever, an excuse for forgetting a birthday, or the moment in a sci-fi novel when a new world is discovered. So, might be straightforward if you have a sci-fi novel, but trying to find that in a romance novel could be kind of funny, is the idea. A hero's catchphrase, the words that bring an end to an argument. Just finding a phrase or sentence in any novel that would just end an argument. Text from a nature guide. And obviously, you're not going to have text from a nature guide in most books. It's that you're coming up with text that could have been from a nature guide. And the judge is judging what sounds like the best, text from a nature guide. And then, of course, as they said, blank cards, which will probably take me a while before I use, but I do look forward to once I come up with some good ideas. Those are always fun to have. And this other stack of cards, which of course has the back there, on this side has... I'm not really sure what this is. Yeah, this may be, it might say, but it might be for who is the current judge. Anyways, welcome to Bring Your Own Book. Page 1 to Classic Rules, Cutthroat Rules, Democratic, and Flip Side. So they have 4 different types of rules. Because I know that was another thing during the Kickstarter, is that they were coming up with alternate ways to play. So yeah, they have, you can kind of read what the classic rules are there. But yeah, they were coming up with alternate rule sets for the game for people that wanted a different experience, I guess. The name of a trendy mixed drink. A passage from a religious text. A sentence in a fortune cookie. Anyways. So the idea would be almost... whatever. The moment in a fairy tale when someone is cursed, and you would... let me go back to what we were. And of course the timer would, be set. And you would flip through. So it gives you 30 seconds. Someone was cursed. Of course, the easiest one. He was cursing your broomstick, muttering. Something like that would be obvious, but if, let's say I didn't get such an easy prompt for Harry Potter, whatever. A bit of bad news might be... let's see... They were carried along a dark tunnel. So I could say got it, in which case it would stop the timer. Or I think, if I remember correctly, that's when the timer starts, is when the first person gets their phrase. Once the first person says, I got it, heck, I'm going to, rather than just guess, I got those rules right in front of me. Classic rules. The starting player takes the top card off the deck, picks a prompt, and reads it aloud. Everyone except the picker searches their book for text to match the prompt. They're seeking for sequential text of any length, a single word, half of a sentence, a whole sentence, multiple sentences, just sequential text. And the first seeker to find matching text announces, I've got it, and that's when the timer starts, and everyone else then has 30 seconds to actually find something they want. So if it's a hard prompt, and it's hard for everyone, then everyone gets a bit more time, whereas if it's an easy prompt for one person, and they got it, and pretty much they mark it with their finger, and of course, and then everyone has to rush to actually get something. So, yeah. But yeah, it's the idea of you would search for a piece of text to take out of context, like it said. But anyways, it was quite fun when we played the printout rules, and for that we only had maybe a quarter or less of the prompts that are there now, and we didn't have any of these alternate rule sets yet. So we'll be checking those out, and seems like something that'll be fun still. Just got to get some time to actually get to it. But yeah, so that was Bring Your Own Book. And this specifically is the Kickstarter edition. I may only be able to link to the new mass market edition. Either way, game looks fun. It might have a bit of a different look to it, but the idea behind the game and the prompts should be all the same. So I'll find it, or if it's not quite out yet, I'll find it when it is, and I'll link it down in the description below. Check it out, and have a good day. Bye.